President Biden is pushing for a $2 trillion plan to rebuild America's infrastructure. KSBY News reporter Colette Ngo has more on what this means for one local transportation agency.
$50 billion out of President Biden's infrastructure plan will be spent on upgrades to bus routes and the vehicles themselves. $25 billion would go to expanding bus routes and rail lines. Another $25 billion would pay to convert gasoline and diesel-powered mass transit buses to zero-emission vehicles. Jeff Straw, executive director of the San Luis Obispo Regional Transit Authority, says that the increased federal funds would allow for further investment in zero-emission vehicles.
All buses after 2029 have to be zero emission, and we're starting to phase those in beginning in 2026. We knew this was coming, so we designed the bus garage to handle only clean vehicles in the future. So we're not investing in any diesel tanks or gasoline tanks for the internal combustion engines that we currently operate.
One of the industries hardest hit by the pandemic was public transit. Trips on buses and rail systems fell by 53% in 2020, according to the American Public Transportation Association.
And a lot, people who were vulnerable were told to stay home. So the ridership went down about 50% to begin with. The real challenge we're dealing with right now is overcrowding on the vehicles. Having 6-foot distancing in the vehicles limits the number of passengers on the bus to about 15 passengers. And in a lot of cases, we're pushed up past that number. So we have to tell passengers that, hey, we've reached capacity.
Strauss says RTA is currently investing in disinfecting misters and scrubbers that clean the air that is circulating the vehicle. In San Luis Obispo, Colette Ngo, KSBY News.
RTA is hoping to move from a 6-foot requirement for physical distancing among passengers to 3 feet to allow more people on board.